Welcome back, pirates, to episode 2 of my journey through One Piece. Just finished up episode 200, and I'm pretty sure Sky Island was definitely the best part of the last 100 episodes. Got to meet Eneru and a ton of fun new characters, and really loved the art from this arc. It was a really fun to experience some more Devil Fruit powers. But today I got a nice budget list for Eneru that's fun to play. It's a good matchup against VV and our next one coming in the series. But on opponent's turn, once per turn, when your life hits 0, you may add the top card of your deck to your life, then discard 1 card from your hand. You can only activate that once per turn on your opponent's turn. It's a pretty good ability. You start with 4 life, even though you're a monocolored leader, but you can buy back a lot of life if they're not careful about how they attack into you. We'll start with the core strategy of the deck, which is gonna be playing out Ohm. If you have 2 or less life, this character gains 1,000 power, but other than that, he's a 4 cost 5,000. On play, you look at the top 5 and you reveal up to 1 holy card and add it to your hand. Then place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order, and then play up to 1 holy from your hand. So then you get to play a 3 cost 5,000 for basically free. So it's a very aggro heavy deck that relies around this core strategy. Meeting the other vassals, you got a really good on play with Garatsu. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with costs equal or less than their life. So if you wait and don't attack the first couple turns, you can usually pop something big that they play on their like 4 or 6 cost Dawn turn. He's a very good on play, but you gotta be patient with him. Meeting another vassal, we got Satori. His trigger is you can trash 1 card from your hand and you can play him. So if they hit your life, you can get rid of 1 card in your hand and get a free 5,000 off of it. This is a really good trigger. Now for the last vassal. On play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put 1 Sky Island type other than Shira in your hand, and then return the rest to the bottom in any order. Sure is a pretty good trigger. He's only a 2 cost, which is a great to be able to dig for pieces you need. And he's also got a trigger, you can just play him. You don't even need to discard anything. You can grab anything in the deck, everything Sky Island. Moving to more utility characters, we got Gonfall. He's a 3 cost 4,000 blocker. On play, if opponent has 1 or less life, KO up to 1 of your opponent's cost 3 or lower. So usually that can hit a blocker. I'm not really sure how I feel about him. So he's sitting at 2 right now. Same with Captain McKinley. I like both their characters. But I'm not really sure how I feel about him in the deck yet. It's a 3 cost 3,000 blocker, and on KO you can play a 1 cost Sky Island type character from your hand, which is going to be, in this instance, Conus. On play, you can place 1 of your stage cards at the bottom of your deck and draw and trash a card, which is really good setup because the stage upper yard looks at the top 5 and puts Sky Island character to your hand and then puts the remaining on the bottom. So it's just another way to dig through your deck and get what you need, which is usually going to be your core strategy of Ohm and Holy. It's a nice just big beater. We got 2 Noras in there, just a 5 cost 7,000 to get somebody that's a little bit bigger out. The big payoff at the end is going to be the 7 cost 7,000 Rush Eneru. Once per turn, if this character would be removed from the field, you can trash the top card of your life instead. Other than Monkey D. Luffy, this effect can be activated once per turn. And then if he does end up dying, or if you're able to draw and discard into it, we got, did someone say Kami? Or I am God in English? It's a 4 cost on your main, put a 7 cost Eneru from your hand or your trash into play, then trash the top of your life so your life becomes 1. Which is really good, because if you're already sitting at 1, that's fine. We'll take a 7,000 rush for 4. That's a good trade. And then the trigger for it, if you don't have one in your trash yet, you're able to draw 2 and trash 1 from your hand to try to set that up. It's really good. You definitely want to run 4 of these events, because this is what the core strategy is. For the next 4, you can adjust these how you like and which ones you like to play more, but I just did 2 just to be able to show you. Elthor is really fun. It's only a 1 cost counter. Gives 2,000 this battle, but then if you have 2 or less life, you get an additional 2. So a 1 for 4, kind of like Rad Beam. It's a really good defense. And then the KO, possibly depending on what the life is, you can hit something pretty big with that too. 200 million volt Amaru. Main, up to one of your leaders or characters gain 3,000 power this turn. Then if your life is 1 or less, rest up one of your opponent's characters with cost 4 or less, which usually hits a bigger blocker. And tap down the blocker and then swing in for a really big hit. It's a 2 for 3 trade-off. It's worth running at least 2 of, I think, in any deck. This one you could probably cut, but I like it. The 30 million volt Thunderbird. Main, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with cost equal or less than their life. So it's kind of like Garatsu in a way. The trigger is you just get the main effect, which can be fun. So if you're just playing the more trigger route with Pagaya and Conus together in the deck, and then like 4 Captain McKinleys, you can run more of those to get more of those triggers. You're the one that should disappear. It's a 0 cost. You counter, trash 1 card from your hand, you get 3,000 power this battle. And then the best trigger, it's just Eneru's trigger. If you have 0 life cards, you can put the top card of your deck into your life pile, then trash 1 card from your hand. Just buying you more time and just trying to rush out a lot of aggro. It's a really fun deck to play. You focus around just trying to aggro out Ohm and Holy with rush afterwards, pretty much. You got blockers to buy you time. This one is probably definitely a little bit more powerful than the previous VV deck, but add a couple more rares into any deck, you can kind of balance these out. This is definitely more on the budget side of the Eneru. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a really fun deck to play. If you guys want to play it, I'll have the deck list in the comments. Till we set sail again, pirates.